really what I need to do is a quick pickup of stuff that's in the way, and then everything that's on casters, we put on this side of the room. Everything that's not, we stack up against this wall. That way, when I find out when the neighbor's free to help me rock this thing up so that I don't do it by myself like an idiot, we can just take everything on casters, move it out in the driveway, tip the car up, and then decide where to put things back in the garage. I think we'll end up putting a few things over on that wall that we won't be using for a while, like the press. Well, yeah, we'll put the press over there, because really all we're gonna do once the car's tipped up is get the interior and the engine bay painted. Right, we want to get epoxy primer on them, and we want to get the rhino liner down, and then get the windshield in. So let's fix the ceiling. We can move that, but yeah, there's not a whole lot. Like, it's not like the bottom of the car. We got to weld this guy in. That won't take us long. A couple spots to hit with the wire wheel, and then scuff the rest. Same thing on the inside. You know, we got some surface rust because we had already stripped it, but it's nothing horrible. Like, that the process won't take that long. Now, thankfully, with the shower done, you know, all that's going to be loud, so we'll have to do it in the mornings. So, yeah, this should be good. Got everything I'm going to move out of the driveway for organizational purposes up against the car. I measured up the curve to the top of that, which took us to 66, which is roughly here. And that's only to the thing. So, yeah, we've got probably at least another foot for the side of the car. So when we tip this up, we'll need to go further over this way. So really, we'll pull this stuff out of here too, get it tipped up, and then once it's tipped, I think it's not that bad to slide. So maybe before we tip, well, we need room to work. I mean, there's plenty of space over here. Yeah, we'll tip it up, and then we'll worry about sliding it around on the floor. Because even if, in the worst case, right, if it is really far to the right, that just means we have a bunch of space over here on the left, and we'll just adjust accordingly. Well, I was able to catch Dave before he goes on a trip. He goes camping this weekend. So I was out mowing the lawn, and he came home from work, did a half day, right, for his vacation, and was able to help me out. Now, yeah, it looks like the garage door will close if we leave it here. It kind of migrated its way over, I think. I mean, maybe I just have a bad memory, but, oh, look at you. I wonder what that goes to. It maybe just fell out of the bins. I don't know. End of its all. Yeah, who knows. Anyway, yeah, we'll give this a quick sweep, and we want to I'll get the drywall stacked up there, because this only exists to fix that ceiling, and we want to use the shower for a while, make sure nothing's leaking before we patch the ceiling up. So yeah, sweep the floor, roll that crap in, then I can kind of organize it better tonight when I get home from work. And then probably gonna end up having a 3-day weekend. I don't have anything on the schedule for tomorrow, and I haven't heard from my boss, so it sucks to take a unpaid day off, but at the same time I could use the weekend jaunt. So yeah, we'll have to mess with that, but at least it's out of the way. So we got our manual out, so we torque things right. Something that I did forget is the calipers aren't prepped and ready yet, and I forgot this dust shield. So dust shield goes on after the stub axle gets bolted down, and then this gets bolted down. Our carriers are ready, so we can get all this stuff together so we can get wheels on the rear. So I think what I'll do while everything else is out of the way, now's a good time to get that suspension in. So maybe we'll go ahead and do the suspension first, and we'll get these parts on. I'll decide what to do about those dust shields. More proof that having a bunch of crap lying around is a good thing. So here's two nuts, right? Really close. These are the ones that came off of the other shocks, and they don't even fit over the hex part of that. And this guy, fine thread, proper height, it looks like it'll fit great. Just happen to have a big pile of them in this drawer, because we need 4, right, to do the stack properly, because we'll end up with is, this comes back off. That bushing and this bushing has its 2 cups, right, sandwiches into the vehicle, and then we get one of these is supposed to tighten down on that and pinch it together, and then another one on top of that for the cover, I guess, or whatever. So yeah, close call. We would have had to run to the store if I didn't just have these in a drawer for the last century. Clip from the other night got cut off early, but essentially got wheels on. I've just got 2 lugs holding them, so I remember they're not together completely. We're not going to put the dust shields back in place because who cares? I don't want to deal with it. They're not worth cleaning up, and to me it's not worth buying new ones. I did forget the seal on the back of the brake unit there, so there is a seal that goes over the stub axle. Completely passed my mind. So we know these are going to have to come back off. Maybe we'll decide to buy dust shields when we put that seal back in place, but for now it's enough to get this thing back on the ground in the rear, so we can then put the front back on the ground. We're going to wheel it out in the driveway just a little bit here, far enough to be out of the way, because wife was watching a couple episodes of Hoarders inside, and it looked a lot like this, except, well, 10 times worse, but you know what I mean. I'm at that point now where all of my surfaces are full of just stuff that I've neglected to put away, being busy from the bathroom and everything that keeps popping up. So we're going to have at least a week before I get a new steering rack for the van. Then we get this on the ground. It's going to be weekday mornings to start doing the rust on the interior and in the engine bay. So today I'll just get it out of the way, get a fan going and some music going later, and clean all this stuff up, so I have kind of a reset work area for when we start tearing into more stuff. Well, here she'll sit for till the evening at least. It cools down a little bit. And it's supposed to be cooler this week. It's humid. It's gross out. But hey, making progress either way. So figuring out something to do with these. Like I said, they'll probably go out in the shed because they're skinny. Pack a lift back up. There's all kinds of stuff to do here in the garage tonight, but I'm going to wait until it cools off. In the meantime, this is probably a good stopping point, so I'll throw this on some video, get a quick edit done, and get some material out before we move on.